Trick Daddy, welcome to the platform, my man.
Appreciate you for having me.
Oh man, happy to have you on, man. Happy to have you. So much I want to talk to you about, man. It's so much I can get into with you. Gotta ask you, when you look back at your career, right? Do you feel like you underrated?
I I used to feel that way, but as I got older, I didn't give a. I never gave. I mean, I've been doing this shit since 30 years now. You know, and I just feel like coming from Miami, it was harder. You know, when they come to Miami, they came for the women or the drugs. They didn't. You know what I'm saying? They didn't respect our craft or music because we do have a different genre of music. But one thing I can say, when you're speaking about Miami, we accepted all music from all different coasts, different areas. We knew if they had a record and it was hot, we knew it. We played it, we listened to it, we had a dance to it. Miami's just different.
You don't feel like rappers from Miami get respect?
No, I know for a fact we wasn't getting the respect that we were supposed to get. We never was getting that respect. And I don't know if it was because for a long time the East Coast got, you know what I'm saying, took a stronghold to hip hop. And we always feel like if we couldn't get East Coast radio play or we couldn't get East Coast club play from the DJs and show love, we was never gonna blow up. So we lean more on the West Coast. And all the West Coast had hardcore gangster rappers. It was the only rap that we heard from the West Coast. So we kind of put ourselves on a whole nother planet. Miami is like a state in the state of Florida. And when I grow up listening to the Scarface, and I grew up listening to Poison Clan, I grew up listening to, you know what I'm saying, the Dungeon Family, with Outkast, Goody Mob, and I grew up listening to the Ghetto Boys as well as the Poison Clan, and they wasn't listening to the Poison Clan, and it's just that all my favorite rappers were storytellers. So no matter what song I would start rapping on, I would know I'm gonna tell a story. I'm gonna give them the visual just in case the video don't get played. I want them to listen to it how I listen to my music. I want them to listen to it in the dark or with their eyes closed and still can vision what the fuck I'm talking about. And so I did everything in my power to make sure they respected Miami hip hop.
Me personally, right? If you ask me, I'll say the top two rappers that ever come out of Miami is you and Rick Ross. Me personally.
When I you know what's funny you say that because every time I did a feature, I don't want to hear nobody verse. Send me the hook and the beat, and I'm gonna send it back. And I think my main objective was the first word come out my mouth need to get their attention so they can listen to what else I'm about to say. And that's what I wanted to do. So I always did that. When I always have the opening lines that people never forget. And that was my angle because I already felt like we was fighting from the bottom, trying to work our way to the top.
I saw somewhere where you made a comment about how you was one of the first rappers to have kids in your music videos.
I never got the credit for that. I never got the credit for that. You know, they gave Jigga the credit when Jigga did the Annie sample. They gave him the credit. And I was reading all the Billboard magazines and all the magazines and all the blogs. They was like, "Oh my God, this was genius." And I was like, "How could I comment without seeming like I'm a hater?" I was all right. Well, I don't do it for them. I do it for the struggle. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't give a I never got nominated for awards. I got platinum singles, platinum albums, gold singles. Never got nominated for awards. It's crazy because BET invited me to present Trina with an award. And I was like, Trina, my little sister, how y'all gonna get me to present her with the award. But you know what? I'm happy for her. I don't come and do it. And they gave her, I think, a lifetime achievement award. And I was the one that introduced her and brought her out. And I don't give a about none of that. I'm happy for her.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think Hard Knock Life that came out in '98 though.
I don't remember. I don't remember, but I just remember. I remember everybody was praising the song. I don't remember the time span when it came out, because you got to remember that we was fighting for our position in hip hop at that time. You know what I'm saying? We was fighting for a position. When I first got played on New York radio, I knew I had made it then. And from that point, I went from fighting to surviving. So I was just trying to stay involved. You know what I'm saying? So I did a lot of the records that I wouldn't have normally did. I did them anyway so I could make sure I could still have radio play, so I could have motion. But you know, a lot of my records are underground street records, I consider. You know what I'm saying? I know I got the Let's Go, the Take It to the House, the I'm a Thug, the Shut Up, and the Nam, but my records are Around and Kill Your Ass, and records like Gangsta and Can't F with the South. Those are the songs that when I perform, I have to do those records for my core fan base.
And speaking of Trina, how did you find her? How did you discover her?
Me and Trina grew up together. Her mouth, her mouth, her whole the feistiness of her, the era we grew up in. Trina was the perfect girl to exploit that, the perfect girl to show them Miami got some sassiness to it. You know what I'm saying?
When you was working on her music and her appearance, you was thinking about Little Kim, huh?
I think Lil' Kim is an inspiration to every girl that came out after the 90s. You got to respect the queen, the original Queen Bee. I think Lil' Kim was the epitome of a female rapper. You know what I'm saying? And what it stood for. And on the level where she was cute as hell, she was sexy as hell, and she sounded good on the record. No, this was before, you know what I'm saying? Well, before my favorite rapper was more like a Mia X, uh, Queen Latifah, or you know what I'm saying? I grew up listening to that Port Georgie, you know what I'm saying, from one of the most talented, and then and also Moni Love, Roxanne Shante. They were more hip hop, but when Kim came out, she was more of a rapper than a hip hop artist. She was more of something where you still see females now mimicking her album cover, her first album cover, where she was squatted down. You know what I'm saying? And she wasn't afraid to let you know that sex sells. And she talked that nasty shit to her. And I think Lil' Kim was one of the first artists that actually had men and women fans and be edgy, raunchy, and controversial at the same time.
Yeah, shout out to Little Kim. You can tell that Trina was influenced by her. But that Shut Up video is a classic, man. If I'm not mistaken, I think Warren Sapp, he was in that, right?
Oh, one thing about me, Warren Sapp is my brother. Adrian James, all the Miami radio people, all the Miami comedians, all the athletes, and you know Miami runs the NFL. All the ones from Udonis Haslam and from the NBA, all my friends were real friends. And we wanted to show light. We wanted to show that to people. We didn't go and I didn't, even when it came to features, I didn't go get the hot rapper to feature with. I went and got the rapper that I listened to, the one that I know. If I listen to him and say, if I did a song, I do a song like this with him. I made sure I did music with Scarface, with Ron Isley. I made sure I did music with Mystical and Twister. I made sure I did music with JT Money. I made sure I went and got Latasha Scott to sing on Thug Holiday. Got tracks from David Banner. People who are respected in the game. I did music with Yin Yang Twins. I did music with like all of them, you know what I'm saying? And I did, the only person I never really did a record with that I wanted to do a record with was probably Andre 3000. I know we would have killed some shit. And plus, I like the challenge. I want somebody that I respect and consider as a big a big name artist without all the extra shit. I never had the extra shit. I used to promote. I used to hand out my CDs and I used to pass out my posters and my flyers. You know what I'm saying?
And I had no idea that you started rapping when you was locked up. That's when you wanted to become a rapper.
So when I was out, before I went to prison, I went to prison at 16. Before I went to prison, I was trying to survive. I was in the streets. I was thugging. I wasn't rapping. I thought being a rapper was soft. I could do it. I used to mimic and we used to do videos rapping other rapper songs. You know what I'm saying? And my dad bought us a DJ set when we was young. And in the way we DJ in Miami, we went South Florida, period. When you say Miami, meaning Dade, Broward, Palm Beach County, the way we DJ is, we learn the records. We take what we say out of our mouth and we mute out their words and let it go when we want them to say what we want to make it say. So we rock. It's called rocking the mic. So you probably hear you heard Jam Pony DJs do it. You heard Uncle Al do it. You heard all Triple M DJs, all, you know what I'm saying? All the DJs, what they did was they take records like some of our favorite records, like, for instance, Children's Story by Slick Rick. So we would rap, rock the mic, which kind of is like rapping, and we would say something, and then we would make it and let his words come in when we wanted his words to come in. So that's how we DJ, and I learned how to do that. So once I got locked up, I had time on my hand. I was young. I had already passed all the tests, so I couldn't I couldn't go to school because I had already was accepted to go on the GED program because I scored high on the test that they gave us when we got in there. So I had to go to work. So it's at work, after work, sitting in my cell, sitting on my bunk. I first started out by writing poems. And I wrote letters because unfortunately a lot of guys that was my age that was going to prison, that was incarcerated in jail, they couldn't really read, write, spell too good. And I remember writing a letter for somebody that was in my cell to his girl. And the letter was so deep that she called the jail because in our 10th floor, you could call in. She called the jail and asked to speak to me. And I didn't know who it was. And she was like, I know you had to write that letter. She said, he didn't write that letter. You wrote that letter. She said, you need to get it out there and do something with your life because the letter made me cry to the point I'm coming to see him this weekend. Also, I want to let you know something. I am not his wife. I am not his baby mama. I don't know him. He called my number by accident and he said he was lonely and he needed somebody to talk to. From that point, he went to tell him he loved me, so I'm confused. And I'm like, what? She was like, but the way his aggressiveness, the way he spelled, the way he write, he didn't write this letter. You wrote this letter and you got talent. And I was like, okay. So as I go to prison, I started writing letters for other dudes and started writing poems. And when I went to writing poems, it was like, boy, you got something. So when I got out on the photo, I got back in jail. It was a dude in the cell rapping. And the nigga was like, man, you want to rap? I said, I freestyle a little bit. So we was rapping for honey buns and sneaker bars, right? And he went to rapping. And I was like, what? I was like, let me hit another one. And he went to rapping. So I told everybody to say, that nigga stole that shit. That's too short, he rapping. I was like, rap it again. I'm going to rap it with you. So he started rapping it. And it was Too Short, Dead or Alive. I heard there was a rumor Too Short was dead. Walked in the house, got shot in the head. And I went to rapping with them. They was like, you been here flogging, winning rap contest. So I freestyled and then I started writing. By the time I got to my prison camp, we were battle rapping them. That's how we made our money. And I used to bust their ass. And I always told them, when I get out, I'm going to rap. I'm going to give me some money rapping. And when I got out, I violated and I went on a run. The same day I fucking got out and went back to prison. So I kept telling my brother, man, I'm a rap. Man, no, you ain't, man. You ain't going to listen. You ain't going to start in trouble. My brother got killed 2 weeks after I was originally supposed to got out, before I had got in all these riots and shit and jammed my time up. And my brother got killed. And my brother came to me in a dream. He said, man, you got to do what you promised me you gonna do. I ended up going to Slip and Slide, he was like, Ted Lucas is like family with my brother. And I was like, I want to rap. He was like, nah, you ain't gonna do right, man. I said, man, I'm telling you, man, I ain't going back to prison. I want to rap. And he didn't believe in me. I went to Luke because Luke had a rap contest going on at the Pac Jam. And I went to the Pac Jam. I remember it was one of the niggas that was one of the Zopal niggas, Red Eyes. Me and him was the last two rappers. I was like, I hope this nigga run out of raps, because we had been rapping an hour. And the judges didn't want to pick a winner. And I remember my same line that I said in the rap. I made a gun sound. I was like, bang, bang in the rap. And everybody went crazy. And though Luke still ended up signing both of us, or fucking with both of us on the music, I ended up with the chance to get on the first record I did, Scar. And when I got on the record with Scar, me and Luke could never agree to a contract agreement. So I went back to Ted. I was like, man, listen, that's me on this record right here. He was like, that's you? I was like, yeah. I ended up going to get a deal, signing with Ted, getting the deal with the same label that I rapped on for Uncle Luke album, which was Warlock Records. They signed me, but with Slip and Slide Records. And then Warlock, I don't think Warlock really knew how to market me, because they wanted me to do all the bass records. And I was like, that ain't how I want to rap. I mean, I used that to get in the door because that's what I had to do, but that ain't what I want to rap about. Atlantic Records had an agreement with Warlock Records and Slip and Slide that they were going to buy me out the Warlock contract, and they was going to show Ted how to market me. And thanks to Craig Calvin and all the people over at Atlantic Records, I became who I am today, because they let me be who I was.
Yeah, they let you do you. They wasn't trying to control you.
Yes. They gave me certain records, say, you got to do this for me. You got to do this one. If you do this for me, I'm gonna let you do whatever else. I'm gonna get you whatever features. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do it. And I just did it. And people take a liking to me. And it was history after that.
But to go back, because I heard you was doing time with grown men. Why was you in there in the first place?
I was in there for armed trafficking and cocaine. Yeah, we was man children. All my friends, like I got friends that did 25 to 35 years in prison. That's just getting out. I didn't do that much time.
How was that like though?
When you go to court as a juvenile, you gotta have two things. You gotta have a support system. Your family and your friends, they gotta walk in the courtroom with you, so the judge and the prosecutor can know that this can't be a bad kid if all these people is here in support of them. And you got to be able to show that you go to school, that you're trying in life. I got convicted of surviving, and I'm not mad at nobody about that. I think it worked out better for me at the end of the day, because I learned a lot. I learned who to trust, who not to trust. I learned that you can't believe none you hear and have the shit you can see. I learned values, morals. I learned the rules. Laws are not meant to be broken. I learned that.
But how was that like though? You being 16 in prison with grown men.
It was, the county jail was worse than prison. The county jail was worse than prison because, okay, so the county jail was no supervision. Everybody in there under 17 years old, 17 or younger. No supervision. A free phone, free cable. That means we got to make the rules. I see niggas in the county get their head beat to bigger than watermelons. Prison, even though when I first went, I went to a YO camp, a youth offender camp, where nobody was over 25 and nobody had more than 7 years. But when I violated and came back, I went to a camp where the man next to me had 2 life sentences and the man on the other side of me had 85 years. That was different. I got in riots. I got transferred a lot. I stayed in confinement, and I EOS'd. For anybody that's watching, EOS mean end of sentence. That means the only reason why I got out because they couldn't hold me 1 day over my sentencing. Or other words, I maxed out. I mean, the maximum time I could do, I did it. I did not help myself at all. Got out with not one dime, nowhere to stay, no clue of what I was gonna do. Went right back to doing dumb shit. Got arrested a couple times, but by the grace of God, I wiggled up out that shit, and thanks to Luke and Slip and Slide Records, they gave me opportunities that nobody else would give me, and that's how Trick Daddy became who he was.
You got in any fights when you was in there?
Once a week minimum. And prison is like, prison was, when I was there, prison was like split up between South Florida, Central Florida, and North Florida. So whatever reception center you came from, whatever day you ended up at that camp, they know where you from. So Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County, we was like this. Plus all the young niggas, they put us together to fuck each other up. I believe that what the intention was. So everybody, like I said, under 25, even when in adult prison, everybody under 25 was in the cell. Because they didn't care if you was 13 or 33. Once you get sentenced as an adult, you go to adult prison. They're not saving you. They're not sparing you. They're not protecting you. You're on your own. Follow the rules of the regulation, the rules and the regulations of that prison system or wherever you at.
Let me ask you, right? How do you feel about people that's in PC? And is it any circumstance where you can understand somebody choosing to be in PC?
Yeah, they feel their life. Everybody ain't built the same. Any man who knows he's not on the level of the violent shit, he knows he's not gonna do all that. He wants his teeth in his mouth. He don't want to be bullied. He don't want to be tortured, dragged for whatever reason, because he's ratted, because he's soft, because whatever reason. If a man knows that and want to check in, that's his preference. My thing is, a lot of entertainers, a lot of famous people go and they automatically get put into PC because the prison facility that they at is trying to protect you, because they know if something happened to you, they will get scrutinized for it. So it's more people trying to force their way out of protective custody when it comes to people that's famous with a big name and stuff. But the federal prison system is different than the state prison system. I've never been to the feds. The feds is totally different. The feds had a lot to do with paperwork. When you hit federal penitentiaries in prison, they got 3 levels. They got max, they got mediums, they got lows. You got to prove that you ain't snitched on nobody to be considered a certain thing or go to a certain camp. And that's totally different from the state, but I don't really know the details of that to speak on that. But I know that you got to have your fucking paperwork. And if you ain't got no paperwork, then 9 times out of 10, you ratted. So people bring their paperwork to prove that they didn't rat. I got a little homie, I call him my little brother. He just did 25 years for a crime that he didn't commit. And he was arguing on the internet with some dude because the dude was publicizing a known rat. And he was like, why are you putting this man on throw? You know he was a rat. And it became a big thing until my little brother had to show paperwork like, listen. And he had audio of the nigga trying to get him cased up for the same body that they charged him with. And everybody was mad at him. And I talked to him about it. He would say, bruh, I just spent 25 years of my life fighting to be released for niggas like that. I say no more. We quit to call people rats. We quit to point them out for ratting and this and that. But in a lot of cases, I don't believe dudes rat. I don't consider certain things rat. If me and you go do crime together and you get caught and I get away, if me and you hustling together and you my connect, if I sold you drugs and I'm locked up for selling drugs, and I tell the people on you, I'm a stone cold ass rat. Victims, it's hard for victims to be rats. It's hard for the weak to be rats. It's hard for women and children to be rats. We teach our kids to tell the truth. and sometimes people try to move the goalposts. A lot of people don't understand my point on the Tekashi 6ix9ine situation. Ain't no way I thought Tekashi 6ix9ine was ever a gangster ever in my life. Ain't no way. And from the reports and from what I've read, I don't consider him a rat. I feel like he told. Telling and ratting is two different things. If somebody robbed you and you tell the police you a rat too? Charleston White, me and him always talk, and I had him on my show. And he you know, people want to say, oh, Charles White is a rat. He be calling the police on people. I gave Charleston White a scenario. I said, a 15-year-old boy, never did nothing a day in his life, get with some niggas out of peer pressure, come ride with us. While they riding, they get out, they rob somebody, they kill somebody, they go to jail, the police ask him what happened. He tell them, I didn't mean to rob and kill nobody. I was just in the car. Who did it? Frankie did it. Frankie did it. Bobby was driving, and Thomas had on the ski mask. Charles White said, that's me. He said, that happened to me as a little boy. He said, I grew up in a single parent house. Well, I grew up with my mom and my daddy. They gave me allowance. I went to good schools. I lived good. I was nothing. I never lived in a project day in my life. And I got around these boys and they went and did that dumbass shit. And I gave that boy I handed him the gun and he shot and he killed that man. I'm like, damn. I'm like, is you really saying this? He's like, yes, that was me. What else I was supposed to do? I was a kid. We got to stop forcing people to be, I think with this internet shit, I think normal citizens is trying to be gangsters, is trying to be killers. I don't think, I watch Western movies. You got killed for robbing banks and Stagecoach. You're not supposed to get killed to be a rapper. You're not supposed to be a killer and be a rapper and then rap about it. You're not supposed to be a drug dealer and try to rap and clean your money up and rap about it. You can't do that. You got to pick one. Robbers can't be gamblers. Niggas that's known niggas can't be outlaws. Because where you gonna go? Don't come around me and my family and my friends if niggas is trying to kill you. You need to be trying to kill them. All killers need to get together, kill each other, leave everybody else out hood. It's plain and simple. We don't have rules no more in these streets. The women and children used to be off limits. In my era, I was born in the 70s, raised up in the 80s and 90s. In those eras, you did not disrespect nobody. You don't run off on a plug. You don't cuss my mama out. You don't beat up my sister. You don't do none of this shit without me doing something to you. And when I did it to you, the real gangsters and the real street niggas approved it and they allowed it and I handled my business. And nobody went to jail about it. And if you died, this was your ass. You died for some stupid ass shit. You was being disrespectful. It was what we thought was you had it coming to your ass. Nobody do that no more. Everybody making up excuses. Everybody calling each other rats. Don't know the whole case and scenario and shit. This shit fucked up. If me and you together and we in the car together and we get caught with drugs and both of us know that the drugs are in the car, I wouldn't give a fuck if you ain't making a dime. You got in this car with me and you knew I had drugs in this car. Shut your mouth. Let them find out what's going on. Unless I tell you, all right, now if we get pulled over, that's your shit. That need to be your shit. It shouldn't even come to the point where I'm telling on you. When I went to prison, I had other people in the car with me. Excuse me. I told them, let them go. All is mine. Niggas is forcing, in some cases, niggas is forcing niggas' hands to snitch on their ass. Now, there's cases where I heard that niggas is in the county eavesdropping and ear hustling, hearing about niggas cases and going to testify, that's a whole nother level. They ain't even ratting. They need to kill that nigga instantly right there. If you in jail fighting your own crime, and I'm over here fighting for my life, and you go ear hustle and you go jump on the, what they say, jump on my case, and now you witness for the state of the government against me, and I don't even know you, you need to be executed. We had a situation where the district attorney down here was motherfucker had niggas rehearsing on ratting on niggas. Had niggas practicing, niggas meeting up. Niggas getting out of prison behind this shit.
Let me ask you this, right? You being somebody that have a label, what would you do if you got an unhappy artist that want to get out their contract, even to the point where they'll do something to you to get out their contract?
I've been through that. I've been through that situation. I've been through that situation where I had artists unhappy. And that's when me and my brother had a label together. My brother charged them. I didn't. I said, you know what? Fuck it. I don't know if I wanted to get off Slip and Slide Records before my contract was over, I don't know if Slip and Slide Records would have let me off.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, them niggas work hard for their money. Them niggas did some shit to get the money that they get to put behind me. It sounds easy, but remember when I started my conversation about the label, nobody believed in me. Luke gave me a chance, opportunity, but Ted put his money where his mouth was at. And without Touche and them Slip and Slide niggas supporting me financially, supporting my music, paying for my videos, paying for my studio time, paying for my tracks, giving me somewhere to stay, nobody else wasn't willing to do that. So me, on a personal level, I understood that. There's many times I've been mad at them niggas. There's been many times when I say, man, fuck this shit. I ain't doing nothing. I'm not recording. I ain't recording a motherfucking thing. For people that want to get out and think they should be let out, that's their personal. That's something personal. That's something with them. I don't know. Especially when I don't know the situation. I don't know the friendship. I don't know the relationship. I don't know the money behind it. I don't know the trials and tribulations of everything from day one. I don't know this. So me, I can't say how a person would feel. I don't know what make a person want to get out of his contract. I don't discuss stuff like that. Like I don't involve other people's money. I don't know what other people owe. I know that'd be a lot. I know what a lot of artists nowadays, the music and the artistry, the whole game is totally different. The artists these days make way more money than we made. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And they did less than what we had to do. We did promo runs. When these big radio stations played our records, we had to go do concerts for them every year. We had to do the birthday bash. We had to do all these big music festivals. The radio station used to control that. Now, the new artists, they get a couple views on social media. They get a couple likes and all this. And they got, I know artists, new artists that got platinum plaques for records that nobody never actually bought. They add up the spins now. They add up the clicks. And unfortunately, I got two groups. I got my son and I got a Hollywood twin. They all a family. So it's a lot of niggas want me to sign with them. Man, sign with me or let me sign with you. Nah, hell no. Because I've been through that. I've been through the shit where somebody want to feature for me. And now they got to play Slip and Slide Records and Atlantic Records for a release on the feature. I've been to a situation where I did a song with Luda, and me and Luda is cool. We close friends, always have been. But I did Sugar with Luda, and Def Jam would not let me release the fucking record. So I had to go get Lil' Kim and release the version with me and Lil' Kim on it. And because of that, me and Luda just performed that song one time. We just did it last month. We never performed our version of Sugar. But it don't be the artist. If I was a dumb nigga, I'd be saying Ludacris. But I know how the game go. And a lot of people don't know how the game go. It's very rare that somebody gonna put money behind you, sign you to a deal, something that both sides agree on, and they just gonna release you. It's very rare that that's gonna happen. People have their reasoning. I know situations where people done been put on the shelf. Now you need to let me go because you ain't doing shit with me. But that's his personal feeling. I can't say if he was wrong. I can't say if the label was wrong. I don't know what's in the paperwork. I don't know what was told. I don't know nothing. I don't know. A lot of people when it comes to shit like that, a lot of people need to mind their own fucking business. And let whoever it is that has a problem, they need to let them figure it out. Because a lot of people speak on other people's situation and they don't be knowing everything about it. I can't speak on something I don't know nothing about.
Nah, I feel you. I mean, well said, man. Well said. You broke that down to a T. But I do want to ask you, right? Would you say that when you came out with the album "Those Are Us," was that the peak in your career? Because I mean, you had some hits on there, man. I mean, you had "Take It to the House," "I'm a Thug."
I think my peak was now. Was now on that record. I don't know what. All I know is I know my favorite album is Thug Matrimony. It didn't take long to go platinum, and I love that. Plus, that was my only time ever touring, and I think I was held back for a lot of reasons. For one, you ain't gonna find my name in no Epstein files. I don't associate with certain kind of people. I didn't associate with certain type of women, mainly groupies. I stay within my range, my environment, my neighborhoods, my block. They lied on me. They say I ain't want to do concerts for years. They say, oh, he don't want to. I sold plenty of records in Europe and in different parts of the world and never went and did shows overseas because the promoters think I don't want to go and do it. I go to my worst enemy house if that nigga paid me to perform. I don't give a I need the bag. And they try to lie and scandalize my name on so many different occasions. I just saw past it. When I first wrote my book, a lot of people wanted to read the book and see what I was talking about. I ain't no nigga like that. That's messy shit is for girls. I don't even do fraud because I think that was feminine. But to each his own. Anybody want to be messy? Anybody want to go on certain podcasts, certain TV shows, radio shows, and talk bad about the people who they was cool with at one point in time, people who they got money with, people who they had sex with, and all that. That's flawed to me. I ain't never been the nigga to kiss and tell. Me and the girl have sex, that's between us. I'm not telling her baby daddy. I'm not telling her ex-boyfriend, her new boyfriend, or her husband. That ain't for him. I don't want me and a woman can't talk about another man because I'm not interested in men. The problem with the world, the problem with hip hop and niggas is trying to impress each other. Country niggas need to remain country ass niggas. City slickers need to stay out the country. And everybody and all killers get killed too. They need to know that. The killers get killed. If I know you got a gun, I'm not gonna let you get to your gun. If I know you a killer, I'm not gonna let you kill me. Those simple little rules that people need to do. Stop bragging and talking about shit that you did or finna do. Stop doing that. Stop dry snitching and calling your homie name. I'm not disrespecting the dead. I'm not gonna ever gonna do a record. I'm not gonna smoke on your homie. I'm not doing that. For each his own. If that's what you do, I'm not doing that. And you're not gonna do that to me.
So you feel like you was held back in your career because you wasn't willing to indulge in, what they had going on in the industry?
I wasn't moving to New York. I wasn't moving to LA, and I wasn't moving to Atlanta. I'm staying in Miami. I'm gonna rep Miami. Y'all gonna respect it. I don't care how long it take. When I heard Nan getting played on New York radio, when I heard Angie Martinez playing Nan, I knew I made it. Because the only 3 records that was getting played was Juvenile Huh record, Master P Make Him Say Huh, and Trick Daddy featuring Trina now. They wasn't playing no more. They wasn't playing Southern music at that time. Not like that. They played a little Mind Trend playing Trick on me in there. They played a little Poison, a little Two Live Crew in the mix and all that. But they wasn't playing. My record went in heavy rotation. I performed at the Tunnel. I was in the Peppermint Lounge. I was in Jersey. I was in the Tunnel in New York. I was in the real clubs and the real hoods when niggas said it couldn't be done. And now I go and look at the state of hip hop. If hip hop 50 years old, half of it belongs to the South. Oh, we can put it all together and just stop trying to discredit what we got going on in the South and make it make sense. Other than that, give us our half and y'all can take y'all half.
Speaking of New York, you said that Jay, he wasn't the greatest rapper to come out of New York.
I believe that DMX was. I believe that DMX was different. I believe that DMX. I grew up on. I respect everything Jay's done for hip hop, but I believe that DMX was a different kind of beast. I think that the king of New York is LL Cool J. He been doing this shit since I was in the 4th, 5th grade. This was a nigga that licked his lips and then told you he needed love. Then he turned around and told you mama said to knock your ass out. Then he told you was jiggling, baby. Then he started acting. He got his own TV show, played in many movies. I don't think that LL Cool J, not to take away nothing from what 50 did, not to take away nothing from what Jigga did, and Ja Rule gave us hits for years. But LL Cool J to me is the king of New York when it comes to hip hop. LL got the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s.
Yeah, his longevity was crazy, man. He did have some hits in the 2000s.
Right.
Actually, a few too when you look at it. So, yeah, that's pretty impressive, man. But me personally, though, I mean, my favorite New York rapper is Jay.
I mean, opinions are like assholes. I won't sit here and argue with you for that. I can't. How can I? That's your opinion. You're allowed to your opinion. A lot of people believe that. A lot of people would say Jay. And plus, you're younger than me.
Yeah, he just got the best body of work for me. But who will be your top 5 New York rappers of all time, if you can give me yours?
New York top 5. AZ, LL, Jay-Z, 50, and Big.
That's a nice top 5 too, man. I like that AZ pick. He real underrated, man.
Yeah, yeah. I fuck with AZ. That whole firm shit they had going on, I fuck with that. Foxy and Eve too. Shout out to Foxy Brown and Eve, because I ain't mentioned them earlier. After Salt and Pepper and JJ Fad, we needed Foxy Brown and Eve. We needed that.
He ain't rocking with no Rakim or Nas.
I fuck with Nas. Eric B and Rakim, those are my favorite. Those I grew up on Eric B and Rakim. I grew up on EPMD. I know they albums word for word. But you asked me for my top 5. And everybody can't be, I can't put 6 or 7 in 5. 6 or 7 won't make it in 5.
For me personally, I'll say J, KRS-One, and I'll go with.
I love everything he did for hip hop. I never really got into a KRS-One. I got friends that's crazy about the Wu-Tang. I got like, but like you got to remember, you got the Fat Boys, you got Run DMC. We can go on when it comes to hip hop in New York from the 80s and the 90s. We'll be here all day talking about that. But so you got KRS-One, Jay-Z, and you got 3 more.
Give me Rakim, Big, and Nas. Yeah, that'll be my top 5.
Nas get mentioned a lot in New York, and but I don't know if Nas got a lot of play in the South, with the exception of certain records. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know when I interviewed Big Gil, he was telling me that, they don't play Jay in the South.
Not not in the South like that. Maybe Encore. I'm gonna be honest, especially in Miami, nowadays, boy, it's hard. Nowadays, do your hit record, get your ass off the stage. The headliner is the one that everybody gonna say, oh, they walked out when he was performing. They had nothing to do with his records, not have nothing to do with his status and none of that. It was like, okay, we've been in this motherfucker long enough. It's hard to impress these motherfuckers in South Florida. You get on the beach, you're gonna hear Jay-Z, but not in the hood.
Good point. I agree with that, man. I agree. That now, nigga, that was an insane record, man. That was huge in the South.
What's crazy is when I first did the Nan record, right? Ted at Slip and Slide kept ignoring the fucking record. So I told Trina, I need you to get on it. And I'm like, I need you to cuss me out. Talk shit to me like if I was a nigga in the streets. When I got it with Trina on there, everybody in the Slip and Slide office loved it. And Ted was like, yeah, but nah, that ain't it. And he kept ignoring the record. So I didn't know the process, but Atlantic Records heard that motherfucker and was like, all we need is a hook. I was like, that is the hook. You don't know now. So being that we had to do a radio version, they said, well, if you could do a clean version, then we'll release it. And I was like, oh, well, I ain't gonna be able to do no clean version. They was like, well, we gotta go, we need another record. So I thought. That shit took about 3-4 days. I was like, fuck that shit. Come on, I'm gonna do a clean version. And what we gonna say on the hook? The engineer said, I got the hook. And he just made it echo. You don't know now. You don't know now. And what's crazy about that record, how I know it's gonna be a big record, I was doing an interview, I think Billboard Magazine, Complex, all of them was in there waiting to do interviews. And every one of the writers asked me the same question. What does now mean? And I said, oh, we got theirs, because they don't even know what it means and they like it. Now is no other, nothing like, nothing close to. That's what now means. Now is a slang word for nothing like it, nothing close to it, no other. That's what now means. And the shit took off. And Trina put on this diamond bra, and we went in the club, Amnesia at the time. It had no roof on it. And we shot that fucking video, and it went crazy on Video Jukebox. It went crazy on all the video shows. And I bought my first property that next year, goddammit. And we had a wonderful time.
From that record, you own your first property?
I got different kind of money then. It was different kind of money then. Shit. It was different kind of money, man. We wouldn't make a $2,500 show to 20,000. Shit, that's different money.
You made your first million off that record, right?
My next, when it was time to renew the deal, my agreement was I need $1 million up front before I turn in any fucking thing. And then they seen the way I worked in the studio, so they didn't believe it. Like, so they had, cause we'll just do the records and we'll put it all together and we'll go to New York, have a meeting. They pick out the records and we pick out the album. I do a photo shoot and all that. Now they get to come. They want to see me in the studio now. So now I'm in the studio. I've been in there an hour. I done did 5 records. They like, what the? A lot of my records, I just write them long and just wrap them all the way through, and the engineer and the producer chop it up how they want to chop it up. So I never stayed in the studio. No, my budget was never in the studio. The longest thing it took in the studio was how you mix and master back in the days. How you use those big old back from the 8 track with the 8 decks, and separate every sound on the board, that shit took a long. That was the only time that took long with me in the studio. And I knew I had made it when I got offers for features. And every soundtrack wanted a Trick Daddy record. Every movie wanted to play a Trick Daddy record. I said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna like this. This is my dream." That's the time when I say, "Okay, I'm not considered a street nigga no more. I'm an entrepreneur." You have to be thankful. A lot of people try to get the money off the fame, off of this hip hop thing that we're in, and they think that they give them power. They think they're supposed to buy guns, get shooters, hang around the dangerous and get respect. No, we did this to get off the fucking streets, to get out the ghetto. We did this to make it better, to make ourselves better, to make our bank accounts fatter. We didn't do this to go to prison and die over it. You're not supposed to die over hip hop. You're supposed to be saved by hip hop. And that's where a lot of people got it fucked up at.
What was the situation you had in New York where you was at a nightclub and DJ Cool Herc, he made a comment to you that you didn't like?
No, but it was Cool Herc was talking to me, and he was like, at first when I heard you, I wasn't feeling it, but now you all right. And what's crazy was I couldn't wait to have a word with him because I had heard so much about him. So without being disrespectful, I was disrespectful back. And even though I knew him, I was like, "And who are you?" And he looked up at me and he just walked off. We even now, shit. You insult me, I insult you. Because I would never walk up to a person and tell them I wasn't feeling them. I would never walk up to a person like, "I like your outfit on, but you got on the wrong shoes." If I don't got shit good to say about you, I don't open my mouth. If I do, my intention is to insult you. My intention is to hurt your feelings. My intention is to disrespect you. I know how to be disrespectful. That's how I know when I'm disrespected. The older cats out of New York City, when it comes to hip hop, they look at the South totally different. They look at us like lucky country niggas who made it. They don't think we're inspired. They don't think we're our ambition and our drive. They don't think our hard work was good enough. They don't think so.
What you think about when people say New York hip hop it fell off? You personally, where do you think it went wrong?
I don't know. I don't know if they went wrong. I don't know if they went wrong. I just think that time changed. I think the music changed. I don't know. It was nobody in New York in particular. It was no, because I could name plenty of New York artists that gave us hits for years, for decades, back to back to back. One thing I can say about New York artists, they leave hip hop, they go into radio or television and get accepted quick. As for us in the South, some of us go back to street, some of us go back to work. Me, I'm selling pots, I'm selling fried ribs, I'm selling seasoning. I got the cookbook coming out. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep working. I'm trying to work good so I don't have to work hard. So whenever you down here in Miami, you make sure you come by Sunday's Eatery and I'm going to feed you because I know you're going to tell somebody that's going to bring me some more money because this shit is good. Yeah, and that's what I pride. When I leave here, I'm going by my restaurant. There's gonna be people in there from out of town. I'm gonna take pictures with them. I'm gonna mingle with the people from out of town. I'm gonna make them feel like they somebody, and they're gonna love it, and they're gonna enjoy the food, and they're gonna tell their friends, and their friends gonna come when they come to Miami. That's what it's about. I don't want nobody to be scared of me. I want everybody to respect me.
If you can speak on it, can you give me the backstory behind somebody at Polo telling you not to wear their clothes? They told you that?
I had one of my A&Rs as well as one of my publicists to reach out to Polo because I had been saying Polo in the record, and I know Polo spiked in the South because if I did a concert, everybody would be rocking Polo. I don't know who, somebody from Polo sent a response letter and email back saying, all we wanted was, what I realized is every region has somebody that orders their clothes to be in a store. And the reason why I had so much different Polo, because I traveled a lot. In every store I went in, I got different shit. And everybody was like, well, where you got that at? We ain't got that down here. And that's when I realized they got more shit than what they have in the stores locally. So I wanted a catalog and be able to order my shit that other people don't got. And they told me, no, thank you. We appreciate it if you won't even mention our name again in your songs. So I wrote another song that said, I used to be a Polo kid, and then I thought about all the other stupid shit that I did. I used to wear it, I sported, talked about it. That's why all the kids in the hood all went out and bought it. But Mr. Rap, you like a thing for the past, your Polo sport, jean, and golf, y'all can kiss my ass. And I started wearing Iceberg. And it was over for me with Polo. I buy a few pieces here and there because I know it was nothing personal. It was a bad decision that one of their reps made, and they disrespected the king of Polo, but it's cool. I made them some motherfucking money, and they owed me an apology, and they need to send me free Polo, Ralph Lauren, golf, jean, and sport for the rest of my fucking life, because I'm the reason why your shit spiked in South Florida and the rest of the South. I wore Polo everything. I had Polo sheets, cups, rugs, plates, curtains, towels, every fucking thing. And they broke my heart. They broke my heart. My heart hadn't been broken that many times.
What kind of deal was you trying to get?
I wasn't trying to get a deal. I wasn't trying to get a deal. I just wanted a catalog. I wanted to be able to order it and pay for it in advance. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't want a deal for them. I didn't know how to get a deal. I was good off the money I was making.
Still balling. How did that record come about? That's one of my favorite pop records, man.
Still Tupac mama had a word with people who I knew, told them that she wanted to speak to me. When I spoke to her, she told me I remind her so much of her son, to never forget where I come from. And she wanted me to do a record with Pac, and she was gonna make it happen. I was like, okay. They sent me the record. I wrote that bitch in 5 minutes. And I didn't know that they was gonna release that motherfucker. They fucking around and released it, and that's one of the greatest accomplishments in my career to this day. Tupac was my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, when it comes to hip hop. Real big Pac fan. Respect everything he ever did. When the records like Brenda's Got a Baby, White Man's World, Keep Your Head Up, Dear Mama, Shed So Many Tears, Death Around the Corner. My favorite Tupac album is Me Against the World. That average nigga gonna say All Eyes on Me because he's not a Tupac fan. He's a fan of what was hot.
So you feel like casuals, they only know about All Eyes on Me.
They're gonna say All Eyes on Me.
When did you first get on Pac, yeah?
I got on Pac in the early 90s. And then when I heard my first Pac record that I said, this nigga here, Brenda's Got a Baby. That Brenda, I was like, damn, dog. We could be street niggas and we could rap. This don't make you soft, I'm telling you. When I read a book about NWA and they was like Eazy-E was really one of them guys, I was one of the first conspiracy theorists that was saying like they had to kill Eazy-E. Ain't no way Eazy died that fast, just out of the blue. And we needed more Eazy-E. I could have listened to Eazy-E for 20 more years. Ain't no way they took him from us just that fast. Niggas want to be known as really about their life. I never want to be known about their life because I know niggas who really got life. They got life sentences. About that life mean that you're willing to die for it. I'm not willing to die for hip hop. I'm willing to die for my family, not for hip hop. I'm willing to die for my self-respect, my dignity. Give me my space, not for rap. I don't want to beef with you about rap. We're not going to do that. That's why I don't freestyle rap. You're not going to be in my face freestyling, talking about how you going to f my daughter and do this to my mama and my sister and my girlfriend and my wife. No. I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. It's gonna turn into a major shootout. Somebody's gonna die. Somebody's gonna go to the ER. Somebody's gonna go to the morgue. And somebody's probably gonna end up in the graveyard. You're not talking to me like that. No. Shouts out to all the freestylers. I like looking at y'all disrespect each other, but that's for y'all. You ain't doing that. We're not doing that. I am not one of them.
So you feel like Easy, he ain't die of AIDS?
I feel like if it was, I haven't seen before or after nobody died that fast. It's out of the blue, man.
Yeah, that was suspect. I know I interviewed a lot of members from Bone Thugs, and they feel the same way, that, something suspect happened. You ain't the only one that feel that way. What was your reaction when Pac died?
In my mind, I feel like I had to do songs. That's why I did a song, children's song. That's why I do a lot of songs. I did Thug Holiday. If I could have dedicated to Pac, the only reason why I didn't dedicate certain records to Tupac, because I didn't want nobody to think that I was clout chasing. I didn't want nobody to think I was trying to capitalize off losing a very talented, influential brother, one of the biggest names ever in rap. That I don't think nobody should try to exploit that for self-gain and profit. Other than that, I would have made an album called For Tupac. And I will fight any nigga who disrespect him. If you don't like Pac, I don't like you.
Yeah, Pac, he my favorite rapper too. So I know you, I know where you coming from, man. I mean, I be seeing stuff online, and that stuff be triggering, man.
Yes. Thank you. So we Tupac brothers.
Have you actually had a fight over Pac?
I've gotten in plenty fights over Pac. At least 2 or 3 times. When they told me, oh, he was a ballerina. He went to motherfucking acting school. Green ass nigga. He went to the School of Arts. I had a fight with one nigga telling me what Pac is from. Pac is from New York. No, he not. Yes, the fuck he is. Dumbass nigga. He just moved around. Tupac, Michael Jackson. Shut up when you talking about them. You got a chance of getting fucked up. Tupac and Michael Jackson, don't say nothing about them.
Speaking of Michael, how you feel about the upcoming movie?
I can't wait to see it, because in my mind, the closest thing to Michael Jackson since Michael Jackson was Chris Brown. Chris Brown is an amazing, talented young brother. Do you hear me? Breezy is the one.
But you comparing him to MJ?
That's the next thing to him. Just like Rihanna is the next thing to Whitney.
I don't know, man.
Breezy actually sang better than Mike. Breezy has a better voice, but Mike is something else. Mike you can't measure the levels of talent, the level of fan base and stardom like Mike. Mike made bitches fall out. That's the only thing I've heard people falling out. I seen motherfuckers fall. I had a Michael Jackson jacket with the zippers, nigga. I had a red Michael Jackson jacket in elementary school, nigga.
Yeah, Michael, he was that guy, man. He was definitely that guy. You been seeing these articles coming out trying to hurt the movie?
All those people here to tear down legacies that can't be torn down. You can't tear down Michael Jackson, though. Michael Jackson and Prince was the last 2 pretty niggas that was accepted in the game anyway. So you know they jealous of that. Mike did a lot of shit. Mike owned the Beatles catalog. That's some personal shit. There's some personal shit, some racist shit going on in between that, but we ain't gonna get into that. Because I always say some shit that get me in trouble, and I'm trying not to. But Mike is the best ever fucking did it. And Tupac is the best ever fucking did it. Whitney is the best fucking did it. Chris Brown and Rihanna is right behind them.
But yeah, man, I just don't get it, man. I be seeing these articles and they bringing up the, claims that he was accused of, that he was found not guilty of.
Man, everybody, no. Not only that, all the so-called victims have came forth and said that these people are lying. They always have been.
Facts. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. How long you been knowing DJ Khaled?
I know DJ Khaled. I'm gonna say that DJ Khaled got his start from Miami-Dade County shit. I'm gonna say that he got his big break. His biggest record still to this day is Miami records. And what people don't know about DJ Khaled is there ain't nothing I need ever, if nothing I ever need or want that I can't call him and get it from him. When I do my Trickle of the Kids over 20 years, DJ Khaled was one of my main donors along with Pitbull. So I don't have to be with somebody. I don't have to be under nobody, up under nobody coattail, up under nobody roof to consider them as a friend. I know genuine good people, and he's a hard working motherfucker. So all y'all DJ Khaled haters, get your motherfucking bank up, get your bag up, step your game up.
What you think about the people that call him a culture vulture?
Khaled is the only motherfucker that could have got the people to do records together that he did. At the time when me, Ross, Plies, all us went on record, we wasn't seeing eye to eye with each other. Khaled made that happen. If culture vulture means hard worker, then I guess he is a culture vulture. Some of these niggas don't work hard enough. Some of these niggas is pocket watchers. These niggas be worrying about another nigga bag. Go get your bag, bro. You gonna have something. You keep worrying about what this man got going on. A lot of them wish that they could do what he did. The man got a deal with Jordan, with Nike, named the shoes after his son. How can you hate on a nigga like that? Oh, go get you some money, man.
I want to ask you about some of these comments you be making, man. Some of these comments you be making be going viral. You be having people heated, yo. You made a comment about how you don't date women over 36.
Yeah, I'm tired of them bitches. I'm tired of them bitches to the point where it's like the older you get, the more serious you want to get out of life, and your seriousness don't involve me, don't involve men. I'm tired of women bragging about their credit score and their LLCs and all this shit. I own my own business, and you own your own business, but your business ain't making no money. Like, we're getting older. For a woman my age, we're getting older. Let's start respecting and loving each other on each other. Stop making it all about you. All these fucking rules. Lower your fucking standard. I want me a little nice young tender something that's gonna appreciate me. That's gonna tell me I smell good. That's gonna tell me they like my shoes sometimes. It's not all about you. And I think older women just got it fucked up to the point where you doing all this little girl shit, but you still acting like an old ass witch. So I like mine young and tender. I want mine young and tender and needy. I want her to call me daddy and say, thank you, baby. Because I want to pop out and she looking like a snack. I'm tired of these bitches with all these rules and regulations, what they don't do, what they ain't gonna do, and all that shit. I don't want to hear all that. Get your ass in that kitchen. You always want to go out to eat. Go cook a nigga something. The older you is, the more you should know. Know better and you do better. I went up a little bit too. I'm up to 40 right now, but I ain't going past 40 ever in my life. One thing about a younger woman, I know her angle. When she open her mouth, she gonna tell me what kind of woman she is off the rip. She don't got no hidden secrets. She gonna let me know exactly what I'm dealing with, so I know how to deal with her. I know how to follow. A woman have me like I like certain shit. Like, I don't think there's nothing wrong with love. I believe in love at first sight, the same way I believe in fucking on the first night. Make me wait 3-4 months and your pussy mediocre, then well, you just wasting my fucking time.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a lot of bad experiences with older women, man.
They so stuck in the past. It's 2026. It's 2026. Don't get mad at me because we riding down the street and I look at a little young fine girl now and I do a double take. That's eye candy. I'm supposed to look at her.
Yeah, you also made a comment about how you don't date women with a feet size larger than a 9. That's a deal breaker for you.
Yeah, I can't do because if they got big feet, they got big hands. And these women down here in Miami, they like to fight. Ain't that one of them gonna hit. I was raised if a woman hit you, hit their head back. So we're not doing that. I'm not fighting no bitch with no big ass hands, no big ass feet. I don't want to fight you. You violent. You wear a size 12, 13, you need to be in the WNBA some motherfucker. Well, not with me. I like a 9. I like I'll put a big feet, toes in my mouth in a minute. I'm not gonna be sucking big ass toes this long. I'm not gonna be sucking on no long ass toes. I'm the president and founder of the Eater Booty Gang. I know what I like. I climb up a tree, but I ain't finna chop it down. I'm not doing all that.
So that's your thing there. You eat booty.
I mean, it's right there. I mean, for anybody, for any if a lady lick the gooch, she eat ass. If you drink and you like giving oral sex, you eat ass. I mean, if you done sucked on the girl pussy while you was drunk, you done licked the ass. It's right there. The next time you eat some pussy, look how close the ass is. It's about this much space from the pussy and the ass. The men, we call it the gooch. Miami niggas, and we're not afraid to talk about it. You know, I'm the first one that really ate pussy on the record. Like, I Be Your Player, and that shit just went viral last year, and I made that song over 25 years ago. Even on there, I say I blow all in your butt.
Yeah, you did say that. So what is your standard then when it comes to you sucking toes? How the feet gotta look?
They gotta be small and they gotta be pretty. I ain't sucking on no ashy feet. I like a woman to get a mani and a pedi. You got small, pretty feet. When you take off your shoe and I look, I know if while we fucking them, I'm gonna grab your feet and put it in my mouth.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I could have sworn that I seen somewhere online where you said that you like to get your ass ate.
Yeah. I get ate out too. I like my nipples sucked too. Like as a man, I love my nipples. You don't get your nipples sucked, nigga? You laughing, nigga. You got it. I like my nipples sucked. Yes, I like my nipples sucked. That's one of my favorite things, is sucking my nipples. First of all, what you have to think about is this: a man who let them, a woman who they please. Okay, when everybody's sexual preference, they put them in perspective to a way where now everybody want to talk about it. Sex so much now. You see commercials about sex. You see commercials, panty commercials and tampon commercials. We know what a tampon go at. So in all actuality, when you think about what a woman would do, it's like a guy once asked me, my girl a freak? And I was like, you tell me, shit, how would I know if your girl a freak? Because I hope my girl is a freak. It's all, my thing is, you want a woman that's feminine. I don't want no rough, hard woman. I want a woman that is feminine. I don't like a woman that says, if a woman say to me, I'm not crazy about head, that means men don't eat her pussy. It's a reason why men don't eat her pussy. So she just told me she not my type. Cause I'm a giver. I could suck pussy and don't fuck. I'm a giver. I love giving head. And I don't want innies. I don't want no pussy like when the girl told me, oh, my pussy it's good and tight. What? I don't want that. I want to hang out in that pussy, and I don't want no pussy where the lips is in like that. I don't want no pussy like that. I want a pussy that a moose knuckle. I want one of them. I want one that's gonna sit up in the panties, or she could stand up, and if she's standing up at this window, I could see that thing without her doing nothing but spreading her legs a little bit. Yeah, I don't want no little girl pussy. That's childish. I prefer fatter pussies. The fatter, the juicier.
I got you. So let me ask you this, right? It sounds like you do this at a constant level where, this is a regular for you. Just out of curiosity, have you ever ran into an incident where a woman hygiene wasn't really on point or, you know?
Everybody not eatable. Everybody ass is not edible. I'm telling you right now. I like slim women, and I like women with real like with nice natural bodies. I'm not eating no big BBL ass. I ain't never ate a double whopper. I'm gonna eat with sticking my head in one of them big old hard asses. No, them BBL asses, the majority of them shits is hard. I'm not eating that. And my rules is no pee pee, no doodle. So that means they have to. I need to know that she bathes, smell test, all that goes on. Yeah, you don't just get out there. I mean, man, just acting like your mouth smell like you drunk a shitty shake or something. I was for a long time I wasn't hitting girls from the back because a lot of them don't know that when your ass ain't really fresh, when you hit from the back, all that motion back and forth is pushing the smell up straight up in the nose. So I suggest my hoes get in the shower. I respect any girl that say I need to get in the shower. I respect that. Go on, jump your ass in the shower. But I bathe. I take baths. I take sit down baths. I use the Manscape. I don't know if you know about the Manscape, where they got they got the ball toner in the man the deodorant. When you put this shit on right here, and you gonna be fresh all day. Manscaped. They got the ball toner and the deodorant with the body wash and all that. Yeah, they got all that.
So since you like eating ass and getting your ass ate and sucking toes, I gotta ask you. I mean, if you're doing that, I mean, I can imagine what you probably doing. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you indulge in toys and a woman giving you a spanking and are you into that?
No, listen. A bitch better not never play with me too rough. Don't slap me on my ass. No, we're not doing none of that. If you slap me in my face, my dick gonna get hard. And you don't got to slap me on my ass. That's some saucy shit. That's for metrosexual ass niggas. I'm not that kind of nigga. And for any, I don't trust nor like or respect a woman that like metrosexual ass men. I'm the man, the woman ain't doing. The woman don't even ask me crazy ass. Don't even ask me crazy questions. Real niggas do real things. Yeah, you know.
Trick Daddy, great interview, my guy. Real good interview. Definitely got running back. Very entertaining, man. One of the most entertaining interviews I had in a while. Before we head out, man, let the people know what you got going on and where they can find you.
Yo, it's your boy Trick Daddy Dollars. Catch me on Instagram at Trick Daddy Dollars. You ever in Miami area, Fort Lauderdale area, make sure you come by Sunday's Eatery. We the original home of the fried ribs. And go on trickdaddypots.com and get your pots, real non-stick pots, a 15 piece set we got on sale. Look out for the bakewell coming soon, Mother's Day special, the cookbook coming, and also go on I Got My Pots on YouTube and check out my cooking show. I am the Daddy Dollars, and I approve this message.